Humidity. My recollection of the first night sweat era sees my body as a sponge loaded with brine. After bedtime, some laborer, a succubus or a giant baker, forced the wet out, deported the sweat, sure my PJs would succor the outcasts. The gap between the volume of actual and remembered sweat gapes like the gap between a Mesopotamian drowning of life and the Mississippi in 27. Those first sweats were heirs to both. The succubus and the baker's kisses moistened collar and sleeves. Holding Sonnet. The streets before the sun opens their mail. The hour when it doesn't matter if the trail is welcome or dull. Petrarch stumbling into film noir. John Huston carousing with peaceniks. There's one promise to myself I'm sure to keep if I state it clearly. By accident, I learned a bit of Cuban history. By accident, companionship returns to me, deploying its smiles like a 5-month-old child. To write of sun rising on sonnets, of moving pictures and squirming infants, of friendships that can't walk yet, reimagine the motions of holding. His sleep, armed for snow through the roof, or a sudden urge to read. He sleeps with a knit cap on his head and bifocals on his nose. Sometimes flies maraud on the sliding glass. They turn into spiders. Our catching them turns them into frogs. Our releasing them, moths. Flight wipes away gray, revealing small cabbage whites. Through the muffle of the snow, I hear a lost bird sing. How tired he is of winter, how he dreams of spring. You and I, we stretched out on a mattress from the street. The moon prayed like a mad woman for our bodies to meet. We lay on a moonstruck mattress through all the winter cold. We watched each other like mad children to see if our vows would hold. Do you remember how Peter danced with a blind cigarette? Ashes on his pajama shirt, a sight I'll never forget. Up beneath the winter stars, the first joint that we shared, I see its riddle when I look up, just as we wrote it there. Handsome in your coat of down and your curves of jet, deep the drag you took upon a bitter cigarette. One hand rested on my head, then it rested on your chest. You exhaled without a call, and you said your life was blessed. Do you remember how Peter danced, a bottle clenched in his fist, wine splattered on the rug? He danced a blind man's twist. We lived on T.S. Eliot, Williams, James and Joyce. We blended Dylan and the dead into a single voice. We pondered by secret candlelight in a midnight hush, mysteries of religion that never belonged to us. From remains of our past loves and clods of holy land, we made ourselves a golem to serve us on command. Do you remember how people Peter danced a foreign song on his lips, and seeking that never died on his fingertips. A letter stained with coffee, and still a lost bird sings, mingling with his prophecies, his faith in earthly things. This is no real letter, it bears no real address. It's a Torah, it's a gospel, it speaks of righteousness, righteousness that in the past spoke through word and deed, righteousness that now is lost and scattered with our seed. Do you remember how Peter danced as the light was growing dim, day and night, dark and light, all the same to him?